What it is to be a student.
Being a student is not just being in the classroom.
What were you expecting in school? Circus?
I think I went on YouTube and typed out how to become cool in a classroom.
What a Gen Z. Do you think money is necessity or luxury, or what is money?
See, I want to go punch that person who said money doesn't bring you happiness. Hell, it does. Good enough for my dad to see me as my partner. I'll even marry you for that.
So here we are, finally shooting our first episode of No Filter Please, and I have Diya Prajapath as my first guest. I am happy to have her, and I wanted her on my first episode is because we are from the same college. I'm a senior. I'm an alumni of Mount Carmel, where she's currently studying, and I get to rag her in my capacity. Welcome to the show.
Thanks. You know, that's one name that my former friend didn't scream. It is supposed to show off my humor side. Like I said, I'm going to crack a few jokes in between.
You should?
Yeah.
How excited are you to be here? If not scared?
No, I'm not scared.
Okay.
I'm not terrified also.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just shaking a little down there. Like, oh, camera is on me. This is the first time. Yeah, I'm going to have fun.
Cool. No, I mean, we're just going to have this very honest conversation, because the idea of having this podcast under Timbuktu is to know your generation a little more better. I mean, we hear this complaint at household level that you guys don't speak to parents anymore. Not in all, I mean, most of the houses this has been a complaint, right? So where are you guys busy? What are you thinking? What are you doing? Because you are the next leaders, you're the next doctors, architects, I don't know what not. I mean, policy makers and all that. So we really want to know what are your needs and wants, and what are you thinking about? What is the future looking like? Can I be comfortable at my retirement plan? So these are the things that I want to discuss with you today. So before we begin, introduce yourself. So yeah, we can have a Shubharam.
Yeah, this another intro that I go about is, I'm not sure about enlightening a dark space like my name suggests, but I'd be sure to enlighten about the course I'm doing at my college right now. So that's one, typical intro I go about in my classroom when a new teacher walks in.
Oh.
Yeah, even today, one of our teacher got replaced by an alumni again. She was begged to come down to teach us. She's just a year older, and I'm supposed to be calling her a teacher and give her all the respect and not be casual with her. So that's the same intro I went with. And I cracked this joke, and she got a little questioning about me, like, oh, you are that kid, that rebel last bencher who's actually sitting in the first bench in the class.
Nice. I think this is common with your generation. I mean, you guys, have that audacity of having your emotions on your sleeves. You don't shy away. I mean, I think I did, but I would still keep it low on the first day and, show my colors gradually.
You can call us Gen Zs, the epitome of expressing ourselves.
Over it. Anyway, we will get into it a little deeper at a later stage. Tell me about yourself. Like, what was your schooling like? Parents, background, upbringing. Who are you? Like, cutting all this jokey side or the fun side of you?
Starting off, baby, I came out quite early. My parents got married when they were young themselves. Child marriage, yes. I went to the same school as my dad. It's a local school. The name is quite funny and questioning. It's Isaac Newton English School. It's not Isaac Newton's. That would be too awkward to me telling the school name out loud in public. But I went to that school. It's very close by my place. Like the name suggests, it's a local school. Nothing outside of the textbooks, classrooms. Just come down, read, go. That's all. I did not have close friends, just one.
What were you expecting in school? Circus?
When I have to compare my schooling to my friends' schooling, they had a lot of other exposure. They had cultural exposure. I did not have that. I was I was a bookworm.
Okay.
And when I came to MCC, I realized I'm not even a bookworm. I'm just a para worm. I just knew what the para consisted of, and that's it.
Okay.
My English was broken, yes, given the local school. I couldn't talk to that many people in my class because They came from all privileged, big time schools, and that was my schooling. Coming to college again, starting 2 years of college, did not make any friends, sitting in the corner, invisible. Again, that also talked a lot about how I communicated. I did not have any communication skills, literally zero, because we weren't taught in school.
So the +1, +2, or the PU first year, second year, you did in Mount Carmel?
Yeah,
So,
5
like,
years.
Oh shit!
It's become
That
my second
campus?
home. Yes, I know every nook and cranny of that
Oh,
place.
nice. I have a couple of friends who also were like, 5 years completely in Mount Carmel, like entire college. But yeah, I did my 3 years only. First 2 years, mostly I wasn't. Then the last year, I wasn't in the campus at all because of my story. We will.
Okay.
So that's you. So what are your parents are like?
My parents, well, my mom's a homemaker.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the word from housewife has changed to homemaker.
Homemaker,
now. Yeah, she's a homemaker. She's not a housewife. She's a homemaker.
Great. Finally, the due credit.
Yes. And my dad's an investment banker.
Money guy.
Yes, he is. He's set up his own office. My grandpa runs his business. Given I'm a Madu, I gotta have a home business, right? So I have a business. If I don't get a job, I'm sitting at the counter, man.
Very nice.
Yes, I'm handling.
See, that's what, first time I met you at Mount Carmel, I could make out that somewhere, looking at your hair color, I was not being judgmental, but I know this kid is rebel. Merely by the hair color. And when I was thinking of starting the podcast, so the first name that came to my mind was honestly you, though I have a lot of Gen Zs at offices, like the interns and part-timers that we work with. Maybe because there was a relatable factor, I could sense that there is a rebel kid in you, like the way. So I think the common background what I have here is, again, coming from me, I was in tier 2, so no much of an exposure, like a frog in the well, thinking that's itself with the world. And then coming to Bangalore, for me, Mount Carmel was like, where did I land? Because everybody looked like Deepika Padukone, Anushka Sharma. I'm like, what the hell am I doing in this campus? That had put me into, like, first few months, it was like, how do I make my place here? Did I do wrong? Because I did my +1, +2, like PU, first year, second year, in a very tier 3 city, hostel, Gurukul kind of a feeling. And imagine out of that and you land up in Mount Carmel. So I get you, that kid in the corner, clueless. But tell me something, I think how did Mount Carmel as a campus change that shy corner kid to this rebel? I think you were born rebel, but you were not given an opportunity to,
Yes.
I think Mount Carmel was that platform for you, if not.
I am this someone who cannot stand other person who's growing. So I get all competitive and envious at times. So I saw people around me simply talking and cracking jokes, being under that limelight. I'm like, wait a minute, I can be there too. Why am I here and why you there? Why are people surrounding you and not me? So I had to come up with solutions. Yes, I don't know, I think I went on YouTube and typed out how to become cool in a classroom.
What a Gen Z!
I did that. And then I came across this app called Clubhouse, where people from different parts of the globe come together on an online platform and they simply talk.
Yeah, such a good product. It went off the market.
Yeah?
Anyway, carry on.
You did?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
Very
I was
fast.
there on that app for a month. I had my first conversation with a human outside of my friends or outside of the people I knew. And I was like, Diya, man, you can do that. That was easy. That wasn't something out of your pool of knowledge. You did that. And when I realized I could do that, that's when it pumped me more that I want to keep doing it further.
Wow.
After then we went into lockdown. So again, no communication, no exploring, no experimenting, all into your books and phones, that's all. Then started off with our first year degree.
I made so many things. I mean, like I wrote down, but I don't think so I need it anymore. I'll tell you why. Because that one Clubhouse, first thing is how social media, is a tool that your generation using it effectively, because we were fascinated by Facebook and Orkut. When it first came, we thought there is a magic pencil like Shakalaka Boom Boom that has been given to us, and that was a kind of a feeling that we have, because for us the the go-to thing was to socialize or be part of this ever-changing technology, especially coming from tier 2 to tier 1 and all of it. It was a very different aspect. For us, the networking was inside the college campus. If I talked to another girl from another section, that was networking for me, right? There was nothing beyond. So for us, Orkut and Facebook was that solution where I could express myself. Like, what was the avenues for us? Can I be a radio jockey? No, there are only limited spots. Can I be a television artist? Again, limited spot exposure. So for us, social media was a very fascinating place. But for you or the generation, it is a tool, right? It's like knife. You can kill somebody or cut an apple. Yeah. And in your case, Clubhouse was an effective tool to discover yourself.
Yes.
So next time when a parent is complaining about what my kid is doing or what my teenager or the Gen Z is doing on phone, please know they might be doing something what Diya did for herself. Let's go back to that word cool. In most of the guest lecturing or the conversation I have with Gen Z, I always ask them to define this word cool. What do you mean by cool? Like, I'm now so fed up of this word.
Okay, cool to me is someone who is discovered their true self, who know what their identity is made of. What are the ingredients that make them as a person?
Yeah, how old are you, if I can ask?
20.
At the age of 20, how will you know who you are? Because I think you will evolve.
Gen Z, I want to define Gen Z here. Gen Z to me is that battle of raging hormones where you want to reach that pinnacle of perfection of being the cool dude in the class or in the group or in a crowd.
But how is it that affecting one's mental health? If you're not there in your definition of cool, if you're unable to make it there, how is it affecting?
There's a psychologist called Sternberg. Okay, I'm not sure of who this psychologist is. He defines or he puts out in his theory certain important aspects of life into stages. There are 10 stages which make up the whole of our life. According to his 6th stage, that is identity versus isolation. So if a person is aware of himself or herself or whatever the pronouns are, oh my god, there are so many.
Let me come to you now.
Okay, we'll come to that later. If you know who you are, then you'd be compatible with the partner you'd be paired with. If you don't know who you are, you wouldn't be stable. You wouldn't be able to cope up with your partner. That will lead to isolation.
Agreed. Well said. I'll tell you why. Because I had this theory myself that when there is still a pressure of marriage, I would always tell it to my parents or my peers or my friends that unless I'm satisfied with myself, unless I know who I am, what can I offer to the other person on the other side of the table, right? And they complain that why are you treating this like a deal? You will explode together. But to explode together, you need to know who you are. I realized for me this GENz came in a very later stage. I think I was 27, 28 when I realized myself, okay, this is what it is. But it is commendable for a 20-year-old kid to know individual isolation.
I learned it through all my books.
Oh, shit.
We have it. I had this question for my CIA papers, our exam papers.
Great, but you really could go back and implement it at a personal level, which I think generation of where I come from. For us, for you it is all open-ended. For us, there was a definition and boundaries put, and we were comfortable in playing within the boundaries. I think it still worked in our favor. I think there are plus and minus, and there are plus and minus on this side. But what I'm happy is you are the updated version of the software, and I mean this whole idea of us creating Timbuktu and working continuously with students was that there has to be something really good with this generation, and it is time to tell it to the world. Because like I was telling in my intro, right, you are the future policymakers, lawmakers, politicians, engineers who are going to build better infrastructure than what it exists now. So there has to be something very good, and we need to discuss and talk about it. Now let's again go back to your college, because you're studying. What it is to be a student today. For me it was different. Maybe I'll share that later, but what it is to be a student today.
To me, being a student is not just being in the classroom, not just being into your books. It's to going out there, putting yourself into various different brands of shoes. Shoes, be it that shoe of being a good friend, be it that shoe of being a leader, leading a troop, being in shoe of your parents, understanding them, being in shoe of a social circle. Because at times, to me, back when I was in my PU, social interaction was a social suicide to me. Yes. Now, again, what helped me there was I'm part of this club called Toastmasters International, wherein they help us with their communication, interaction, networking, leadership. So that place gave me exposure to all these different kinds of things. I interacted with a person who is 60 years old, who's got so many things to tell. And I've got so many tons of things to learn from him. And then I interacted with a person who is 15 years old. And he had something to tell me. And then when I interacted with myself, I was like, wait, Diya, hold up. You have so many things to learn. How are you going to learn it in this lifespan of just 60 years? Our life expectancy is around 60, 70 now.
This maturity scares me, dude. I mean, where will you be at? What will you do when you're at least 30? Will you be? I mean,
I'd become a saint, man.
No. You know, every saint has a past and every sinner has a future. So where would you like to be? A saint with past or a sinner with future?
I'd be a saint in my present.
Oh my God.
Well, I couldn't find a PP.
Great. But why out of everything home science?
Home science. Now, home science isn't science from home. No.
Wait, to me, please educate me.
Yes, I will break that stereotype.
And you know where for me, home science was learning how to bake cake and how to manage home. I mean,
it's just a tiny wee bit part of home science. So in home science, we have 5 major branches: psychology, interiors.
Psychology is part of home science?
Yes. Interiors, HR.
Okay.
We have.
What does HR do with home science? I mean, like home and HR, okay.
Community, part of the community. So company is part of the building a community,
absolutely,
right?
Yeah.
And HR takes care of the community. So HR or human resource management. And then we have fashion, we have nutrition, we don't have cooking, we have nutrition, we calculate the number of calories and calcium present in your cookie.
Okay, it makes sense.
Yeah. So we have these 5 different branches, and I want the audience or who is listening to me, please do not tell me that, oh, you go to college to learn how to be a housewife. Come to my house, I'll only teach you.
This is
Do not do that. Come up with a better, what do you say, rose? But no, home science is not just that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good, you broke that myth, I'll tell you, because I want parents, students, or whoever is watching this podcast, right, at least be enlightened or educated that what home science is. To this minute, being ignorant, sorry about it, but I always thought home science is something to do with the similar myth that we were trying to burst few seconds before. But good, HR, nutrition, I mean, like
we have everything from all these 3 mainstream: science, commerce, arts.
So you recommend this course to?
Definitely. Hell yeah, yes, you've got tons of options. Look at me.
Okay, so what kind of jobs you can land up in if you take home science?
HR at a company.
Okay.
A fashion designer, full-time worker. I can be a dietitian. I've even come across internship that I'm eligible right now for a nutrition or a dietitian at hospitals like Astor.
Okay.
We've got Manipal Hospital. We have openings there. And what else?
Do you have any data what kind of paycheck your seniors are taking who did similar course? What kind of package?
For an intern, it's similar as other internship what they're offering.
No, I mean to say full-time job, like
full-time
when you get into 9 to 5.
Around say 10, 20 for a starter.
20,000 per month? Is that
20 per annum?
20 lakh per annum?
Yeah, if you're a full-time,
you know what 20 lakh per annum?
Full-fledged dietitian, you will get it.
Wow.
Dietitians get paid. And given Corona stipend, there was a lot of demand for dietitian.
You know, I mean, like,
just a graduation certificate in home certificate may not help you, but
just not a graduation certificate. I would need a certificate of major technical.
So these are the opportunities. Can be a HR, nutritionist, dietitian, couple of more, good paying, conventional, unconventional jobs which are pretty much in need of distribution. Not bad, man. I was still thinking homemaker will have a very boring job. Not bad. And what do you think? There is not with you because you have a different career that it's studying. Do you have any friends who are engineering medical or went with that way of being an engineer? Because that was a way, at least when I was studying, most of my batchmates, because I did science and marketing. And in some smart jobs in US, abroad. That's how. Today I don't have a alumni network where I can ring up and say, hey, you're a marketing head in this company. Can you help me get this work done with your company? Or I don't have any civil servant friends and I would call up and all of them are engineers and coders. What do I do with so many coders as my batchmates? I'm clueless. I feel at times I'll have to put up real effort in going and building that network outside my circle, because most of them are, like I said, 90% of them are engineers. Few of them ended up taking teaching jobs and couple of them are doctors. So I literally have zero network with my...
See, Mount Carmel doesn't offer engineering.
That course? No, outside Mount.
Outside. I think I have one guy friend. He's from Dayanand Sagar. He is in his second year of engineering.
How cool is your life compared to theirs?
Engineering job? Come on, man. Engineers end up taking up Thela's the side road. So
this is what you guys think of engineers?
We have so many examples. They have so many cool YouTube videos where they're selling the yummiest momos.
Good.
Engineers are doing that.
That actually works in their advantage. Once an engineer can do multiple things. Let's give it to them. Let's not get in too much there. But yeah, that's what you think of. So I just want to know what is your... So tell me, what's your relationship with money like? Do you think money is necessity or luxury, or is it like the prime focus of your life? What is money?
I want to go punch that person who said money doesn't bring you happiness. Hell, it does.
Yes.
I'm having a bad day, a terrible day. You come give me money. I'm more than happy. If you're someone who is good enough for my dad to see me as my partner, I'll even marry you for that. Yeah.
That's very nice to know that you have a good clarity of thought on money. Because the moment you said you want to be saint, I was like, ye sab moh maya, mujhe sab chhod ke I want. No, you want to be a rich saint at the age of 13.
That can be an option to job.
Yeah. A rich saint. Predicting your future.
आ जाना आपको सारे तंत्र मंत्र से बता दें.
So, Diya, because we are a part-time job portal for students, our focus today is to, because I see a lot of students of this generation getting into fantasy games, getting into betting, because I think I didn't have that exposure of money. For me, financial independence for me was bunking that first period on Friday and going to Kaveri Theatre, watch that Friday first show, and get out and have that plate of chaat like Panipur. This was my financial independence. If I can make that 4 movie in the week and have that 4 plate of chaat with some here and mobile recharge, was the biggest financial independence for me was, right? I'm talking 10 years before whatever period we are in. The definition of financial independence has changed with your generation. There are retail traders already who invest 100 rupees in Zomato kind of a trade and they call themselves a retail trader. You have much more education about money. So that inspired us to begin. Like, one, there are a lot of fantasy games where students are wanting that easy money, getting into betting, getting into loans. I have Bitcoins. Yeah. Where are they getting this money from? One. And the source of these problems are the kind of lifestyle that they are seeking. They know that they only have 100 rupees in their pocket, but they want that 500 rupees lifestyle today. So that's when we decided, why not create those quick part-time job opportunities where you spend a couple of hours in that week and earn that quick money for yourself, so you can afford that extra burger or extra movie or invest that extra 100 rupees in one of these trades. So have you come across, just define me, what is financial independence to you? have you come across, or were you in that financial situation where you had to borrow money, got into a debt trap, or you've seen any such cases? Because you come from a Madu family, you can understand money a little more in a much more deeper way than any other one would do.
To me, financial independence is not giving a second thought to spending that 10 rupees extra on a cheese sandwich.
Correct.
Yeah. And given my Madu background, my parents are super concerned or they are super particular about me spending money. Me buying a t-shirt is fine, but me buying 2 t-shirts is not fine. So like, you can use that one t-shirt for 1 month, right? And then buy it again if you need.
Okay.
But do not just buy 2 t-shirts at once and then wear the same.
Do you agree with their viewpoint?
Huh?
Do you agree with their viewpoint?
No. If I've got the money and I think I can spend it, I'll just spend it.
Okay.
I do not, given my age right now, I do not want to be thinking about what am I spending on? Is it necessary? Is it required? I do not want to be segregating my needs and wants right now. I don't want to be doing 20% needs, 30% wants. Please, man.
Yeah.
I want to prioritize my wants over my needs. You take care of my needs because you're my parent. You do the parenting job.
Okay, now going very strong on that point. How cool it is to be, having that lifestyle on parents' money. Like, I'll tell you what happened. You are the same kid who will take up that post-graduation or whatever in one of these abroad colleges. You working there in coffee shops, pizza shops, or selling shoes, or even working in a fuel station is very cool, because
there you earn in dollars, or it's just part of their culture. After 16, you take your part-time job and you mostly fund your needs and wants, and that's where it is. But here, why kids shy away, or when I say kids, college students or Gen Z, shy away from taking that job or take a loan or be part of that coffee shop as a barista, earn that extra money. You're like, why can't you? When you're able to crack so many things for yourself, you know what
cool is, you know what financial, why is that? You guys are stuck with internship as a culture. I have nothing wrong against it, but why don't you guys venture out and take up a part-time job and fund your own lifestyle? I mean, it is possible, right?
So I asked my dad that what if I start paying for my extra expenses? I'll take up a job at Starbucks, or I'll work as a intern at this not so fancy firm for a month or 2. For that, I'll have to bunk a few classes. He was like, wait, what? Did you just say you want to work at Starbucks as a waitress? Waitress is what the job title is, with a fancied jargon there. No, you are my daughter, and you're a daughter of a businessman, and you want to do that. Don't you think the money I'm giving you is enough? Well, if it was enough, or maybe I want that little independence. So with financial independence comes the freedom of choices.
Yeah.
Right? If I had the money which I earned myself, I would go get a tattoo which is not hidden on my body somewhere where my parents cannot see.
Nice.
Yeah,
now
but
the cat comes out of the bag.
Yeah, I've revealed something here. And my parents, when they give me money, they have full authority over what I do with that money. They would ask me for the balance. Or where did you
It's
put?
the choice and the independence that you get with your own money,
Yes.
right? Okay, now going back to that part, do you shy away from being a waitress? For example, you're dating a guy or whatever the thing, right? Or your so-called partners, friends come and see you there and they call up and say, you know what, Diya is working as, they make fun of you. So do you shy away from being?
No, as long as I'm getting paid, as long as I'm being respected in that place I'm working, I think I wouldn't. I would.
Anything legal?
Yeah, I would clean the table. Man, I'm getting paid for it. I'm getting the little freedom in my own way. I would do it.
Yeah. And
I feel money is the superpower that we should focus on rather than what people are thinking. People are thinking anywhere 1,000 things. They think about me also being a startup owner. They think about you also. So we can't be. I like that attitude. I think that's what Gen Z is all about.
And then there's this kahavat in Hindi, koi bhi kaam chola.
You're right.
This exactly.
Yeah, live by it. Just don't make quotes and put it on the wall. Live by it.
Hashtag liya wo ke hello.
Give me that. How cool. I mean, I want students to go take up that bartending job, go sell those shoes, be part of the fuel station, stand there for...
Go sell the flyer
Yeah.
on the streets, well, do that.
One is money. The second is the kind of data and the exposure that you would have, the confidence that you would get with that.
Maybe you'll have a conversation while selling that flyer with someone. You'll learn something.
Imagine I'm working in a tea stall and by end of that month, I know exactly what size of the tea that is most sold. Now with this data, I'll go with my own tea shop and I know what is the price point and what is the kind of tea that is sold more.
Entrepreneur at the making.
Yeah. Also, I feel, college today or the university can't bring everything inside the campus, right? For example, if I ask you what is customer behavior, you might give me a textbook definition for sure, but you don't know what exactly is customer behavior, how to crack it. Or inventory management. McDonald's runs out of a cheese. Will they pull the shutter down and close the store for that day? They will still manage to sell those burgers, right? How are they doing it? Will college answer these, or professor? With due respect, I mean, they're doing good. I think those college certificates will help you get those first 2 rounds of interview. But after that, it's you who will have to prove that you bring something to the table.
Yeah.
What's your idea or take on the skill? Like, there's so much talk about the skill, upskilling and all of it, right? So do you think the kind of graduation you're doing, with the kind of exposure you get at your college, you are skilled enough to make that fortune for yourself?
I'd give myself a 7 on 10. Beat any aspect of cracking anything in life, be it a job, be it a relationship, be it a leader at a club, community club, etc. You need to be a good communicator. You need to be able to tell what you bring to the table, what you want to give to the community or give to the people, right? So if you're able to tell it in a way that is comprehensible and gullible to the other party or the recipient, I think they will take you in. So communication is core key aspect when it comes to anything.
Okay.
So if I've got that communication which is enough for me to present myself, be it a company, I think they would take me in.
Point. I mean, you're exactly there on point. But what I want to ask you is, for example, the whole communication angle that you got. There are a lot of GTPs coming. A content writer is easily replaceable today. With the kind of AI that is emerging, right? Everything is a prompt today. Everything is so tech driven, so tech savvy. So do you get threatened by the technological the upswing that we are seeing?
Okay, again, quoting Elon Musk, it is not AI taking over our job, it's the person who's using the AI. So if you know how you can use that AI and wit over that AI technology, then you...
Is AI part of your curriculum currently?
No.
See, this is my issue, right? AI is already taking over and
no.
It is not even made to your classrooms.
No. I mean, if I want to know more about, YouTube is my go-to place.
That is there, but you still, companies would require certain certifications over it. They want to know whether you've been taught the basics. How will they rely? Because there are 100 videos on YouTube, which is the right one. Nobody is certifying it, right? The knowledge what you've gathered is mostly all Tom, Dick and Harrys are talking about, right? So I think educational institutions should revamp very quickly what is happening. That's what, Timbuktu is trying to understand. I mean, at least be that bridge and tell you this is what industry is demanding, because you guys are not industry ready. Why is so much of, there are so many positions vacant. There are so many of them unemployed. Why is there is no match that is happening is because of this, because you are coming with a skill set which is already, at the verge of extent or exiting the market. And we don't see industry ready candidates. It's not only my issue today, it's every other employer's issue today. Maybe somewhere you guys need to go speak to your management. Don't you think, did you guys try telling that, the curriculum, what you're teaching is not so? Because you come from a deemed university kind of where still university can do something, or do they offer course on AIs?
See, they promise us a lot of things, that this particular subject has these many opportunities, job prospects, etc. So you learn this course, we give you a certificate, and boom, the job is done there.
Yeah, I think that's all universities also can do.
They tell us that they are giving practical knowledge, but what exactly is that practical knowledge? You are mentioning the word, you're mentioning everything, but you're not exactly giving it to us. So example, let's say, An event management company hires asks people to volunteer for some fest. They come in, they tell, we'll give you exposure, you'll get to meet a lot of people, and maybe someday you'll get to work as under us.
Got it.
I don't want to mention which exactly is this.
No, go ahead. I know where you're coming from.
And we work, we volunteer, we get.
Do they pay you, intern? Okay.
So they say, we'll see, we'll look, we'll oversee you, we'll see who's doing good, and
Such a
and they don't. They
smart,
just mention
yeah.
the words.
See,
It's
this-
all market gimmicks, man.
I mean, why is that, knowing the truth, you are still making that choice, right? Why are you not asking, I'm investing my time and skill, where is my money? Why is that you guys are not asking for it? Don't you think, I mean, having so much of exposure, knowledge, dunya bhar ki gyan hai, everything is at the fingertip. Why are you not demanding for what is rightfully yours?
When they tell her,
You become a free labor, right? And they're getting used to it. That's where, we push Timbuktu very strongly, that there is nothing called free workmanship at Timbuktu. If you want a student to work, you will have to pay them whatever it is. At least, meet their bus charges or the commute expenses. Because having you at their disposal at free of cost, I think is not acceptable. I think only happens in India. Outside world, they ask, where is my minimum wage?
yeah, that's why India lacks professionalism. No?
Very easy to say. I think thanks to the situation like this, gives us room to have a startup like Timbuktu. Now going back, tell me, I understand why I want to touch point was, see, one thing I want to clarify, we still appreciate what universities are doing. They're doing everything at their best capacity, right? Because they are also being governed by some other bodies. There is ministries, there are departments, there are secondary education. I mean, like, there are multiple things. I think they also are running a business. At the end of the day, they'll have to abide by the rules, regulations, still run a profitable business. So I think all of us are caught up somewhere. I think still the larger responsibility relay on a shoulder like ours or yours, where we will make a right decision for ourselves, convincing parents, taking up those jobs. So that's where I was coming from. Anyway, let's see. I think revolutions cannot be made
maybe there'll be another program like NEP will come in, change the curriculum, and then again leave us, abandon us. Then NEP left us. I was thinking of continuing my master's here, not on the verge of going outside of college, unemployed, and okay, I'll get a job, continue my course here, I won't have to go back.
But I don't think so you'll be unemployed, Diya, I'll tell you, because you are having that personality which will come to handy, at least in certain areas. I can see that. So I think you are on the right track. So good. Now tell me, let's just discuss the human angle of it, right? What's your relationship with your parents like? I'll tell you why I'm asking this question, because there is this whole fashion now, treat your parents as friends. I'm somewhere not in alignment with that thought, because parents are parents. वो थोड़ा बहुत डर तो होना ही पड़ेगा ना. Like, it's not, you can't be open and I can discuss, what I like that guy from my class. I can, but my parents are still in not position to understand what did I do there, right? So I still feel parents are parents. Yeah, okay, there is some element of openness that they can bring to the table. But your generation, treat them, or you guys want your parents to be friends. You guys have friends. Why can't you have just parents? Like, where is this friends and parents getting merged?
My friends are not that great. So I go to my parents thinking they would understand me, thinking that generation gap wouldn't hinder our relationship. So my
Are they your friends? Are they?
They try so hard.
Oh,
No, they are not.
you should appreciate that they're putting effort. at
Yes,
least.
I do big time.
So what's your relationship?
Okay, let's talk about my hair color a
Great.
little. My sister, I have an elder sister. Both of us got it done, so they didn't have any problem.
Okay.
Talking a little about my tattoos, I got it first. It somehow reached my parents' eyes. They had a problem. But when my sister got it, they didn't have a problem. I think it's my elder sister who does things and she gets a go pass, and I get to follow those go passes.
Okay.
She passes those go passes to me.
Is she a millennial or a Gen Z?
Gen Z. Yes.
Okay.
So My parents again.
This is a common complaint with younger siblings. It happens in my house also. I have two younger brothers. I'm like the boss. I'll have to do the test and trial, and then I will tell them, you know what, that place serves. I mean, if at all my younger brother goes to a pub and I happen to know the manager, I will still like what is happening there. Is he ordering that shot, or is he, what is he up to? Is he smoking? So I want the real-time update. Elder siblings somewhere are the gatekeepers. We become undeclared, untold parents. So there are a lot of things, but going back to that parent angle.
Do you think they're somewhere doing partiality with you? Is that what you mean?
I think they are. But again, I've been that I've got the middle child privilege.
So you are a younger sibling.
Yeah, we have 3 kids. My brother is my full stop to the line of generation. Yeah. So
you are a sandwich kid.
Yes, I'm in that middle time where I've been pardoned with things which are questionable, things which I'm not supposed to. But at the same time, I've been given that liberty which my sister wouldn't get.
Okay.
Example, I've got a few guy friends, so I would get a permission or the permit to bring them home, whereas my sister wouldn't.
Oh.
I just don't understand that. Maybe I'm younger, so I get to I get the little space to fool around a little. And then again, my parents, my dad, he is a little cool. Why is he cool? Because he tries to fathom with us, he tries to understand us.
Okay.
He tries to bridge that gap between our generation. While on Mama, on the other hand, given our Madu background, she's super constrained.
Conservative.
Constrained with her thoughts.
Log kya kahenge?
Yeah, log kya kahenge? Society.
Especially in Madu, man. I've seen a lot of my girl friends who come from Maru background. They have like 6 o'clock, you should be back home. Your dupattas has the standards. You'll have to dress up in certain way. I mean, at least with your hair color and the Maru background, I think they're fairly modern.
Yeah, little, a wee bit. They let me wear rings which are of weird shapes, animal rings, which are not under our rituals, which would be shown as bad omen if you wear those. But I get that privilege. Given my relatives and my relative kids and myself, I think we have more freedom, more liberty here compared to them. Because both my parents, they're trying their level
hats
to
off
understand.
to them.
Yes.
I mean,
I'm so grateful.
You should be. I think that also helps you, evolve at a very safer place. I mean, evolve better, maybe, if not anything. You're given that freedom, you have that space of, discovering or going, understanding who you are, experimenting. I think that's what I would want any parent to be, because they can't put this generation into a box like they did with me or, with my generation, because we were still obedient, because maybe we were not having that exposure. If they say 1 + 1 is 3, maybe, we believe, because for us, that mobile phones, we got internet and mobile phones are very later stage, right? Where I think I got internet complete access when I was 20, 10 years back, when, that also, the restriction, because there was 1 GB or some kind of restriction on using the data with the entire month. So you'll have to on it and then watch what is the notification on Facebook and go back and off the internet. But with you, there's everything at your fingertip. If they put you in a box, you can call spade a spade, you can cut them, you can come up with the points, keep it right, debate. I think we didn't have that exposure. That's all, to call a spade a spade. We didn't even know it's called spade. I mean, I feel like, that worked in a favor, because we are, like I said, mental health is not still a huge problem with us. We learn to deal with it, right? But whereas you guys, like we were discussing off the screen, anxiety or depression was not part of my vocabulary or dictionary. Maybe I went through those feelings. Maybe I got an opportunity to heal through fast, because we were not put under spotlight. There was no therapy as a concept. So why is that? I mean, we are coming to the end of the session, so that's why I wanted to talk to you in the end, understand, give that importance, that why every feeling is confused with anxiety. What is that with this generation that you guys I mean, I feel, not everybody are depressed or not everybody are under anxiety. It is misused mostly is what I feel.
It's misuse, overuse. So I'm feeling a little down in the dumps. Oh my God, I have an anxiety attack. Man, do you realize that there are people who actually go through episodes?
Yeah.
The real, full-fledged, genuine episodes, and you on the other hand are casually using it.
Yeah.
Example, you telling me that you have OCD for just me using my phone or just keeping it somewhere a little abrupt, haphazard. So people just nonchalantly use these words. And that's
in your peer circle or the friends,
yes.
Like how many of you think are clinically growing or medical condition as per se are going through depression or anxiety? Because I hear this word with every alternative Gen Z. I'm not kidding. I've in last 1.5 years at least I've face to face encountered with couple of thousands of students. Every alternative kid says this, or like a Gen Z says this, that I'm going through anxiety. I'm like, is it just a word in your dictionary or are you really going through it? That means half of the world is under anxiety if that is the case.
So if we are 10 people in my group, I don't think any of us is diagnosed.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the
they are simply a little sad and they are going through a phase.
And that word is easily available right there.
Yeah. Oh bro, I'm a little anxious. I'm getting another attack. Hey.
Too big a word, attack.
Yes.
No, that happens. I have had episodes where Gen Zs in my office were working like part-timers and all. They would call me up in the Monday morning and say, you know what, I'm having an anxiety attack and I cannot make it to office. I'm like, are you okay? Because today I can't even say that, hey, you know what you're going through is a hangover of last night's party. Why don't you shut up and show up? I can't even say that because the moment they use the word anxiety, there's a medical condition attached to it and I am supposed to be empathetic, considerable.
Yeah, you cannot be insensitive.
Yeah, and that becomes an issue.
Yes.
I mean, it's such a spot for an employer today. I don't know how do I deal with this. If this becomes a pattern, if this becomes a habit, instead of offices, we'll have to open, I don't know what it is. I don't want to be rude, but somewhere I think this generation should responsibly use this word. If you're diagnosed, if you really need that help, go seek that help. We are here to help. But if that is one of the wrong, misused or overused word, we might, cause injustice with other person who's actually going through it. Because you guys are, that Wolf story that you kept saying that this night Wolf is coming and every night you made a sound and villagers showed up, but actual night when Wolf showed up, nobody came because we were used to your false stories all this while, right? That would happen. So in my sincere capacity, I would only request be a little more conscious, be considerate with us. Anyway, now I just want to. I don't know how comfortable you are talking about the situationship and relationship with. What is it looking like? Like you really tried having a boyfriend or whatever, the girlfriend, and are you comfortable first of all talking it on camera?
Sure.
Okay.
To my knowledge, I have only dated once.
Mm-hmm.
That was because I was put in a situation where I couldn't say no. That was one of the cutest moments I've ever had.
Nice.
I'll just touch upon that moment.
Mm-hmm.
Both that friend of mine and myself, we were at this cafeteria, we were sitting, and one of the guys, other stranger guy walks up to me and go like, hey, you're cute, can I have your number? And the friend beside me goes like, yo, wait, she's mine. I'm like, no one's ever said that to me before. Wait a second.
A bus seat where the kerchief is behind, like handkerchief, she's mine. Don't sit on that.
Yeah, they literally put like a fence around me that this is mine and the keys are with me up to this fence.
So you had no idea before this event? Okay,
no.
Nice.
I was this person who's strong. Given the Madhu background, I'm not supposed to be dating anyone. I'm supposed to be married to only a Prajapath or someone from my own community. That would be my brother, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Brother from some another mother, but brother.
Okay.
Cool. So I was like, okay, fine. I'll do everything that will put me in trouble, that would make my parents rot me, but I would never date anyone because that would actually break their heart. I'm okay, getting few tears in their eyes by doing some other rebellious activity, but not dating. So I was strong there.
Not break parents' heart, you meant?
Yeah.
Okay.
That would actually break them, crack them, put them into
How
fine
cute.
dustmen. So I'm a little concerned about them when it comes to partners.
Okay.
But
So-
when this friend said this word, I couldn't, man. I had to give it to them.
Parents had an idea of this that.
No, though it's lasted for only few months.
Mm-hmm. So what is the situationship that you guys are using? I tried Googling this morning what is the situation because I have a Gen Z coming to office.
Situationship, in my understanding, is when you have certain feelings for someone, you cannot stand when that someone is flirting with somebody else. You are very kind of possessive of those feelings.
Okay.
At the same time, you are not ready to actually be with them in a committed relationship. So that's when you have such.
I think we called it crush.
See,
in our
crush.
sample- yeah, that's all it is.
Hardcore crush
yeah.
is a situationship.
I mean, why complain like situation? I was like,
See,
what?
all
Oh shit!
colloquial millennial terms.
Gen Z term, millennials.
Okay, yeah, Gen Z terms.
We still,
You're still in your bros.
bro.
Did you?
No. For us, dude was like.
Duh, dude.
And being in Bangalore, it was like, da, macha, machi. This is how we grew up. I mean, Mount Carmel was like that. We never had this bro. Bro, I think I'm exposed to it very like couple of years before.
Bro is outdated in Gen Z now.
What are you guys using then?
We now use maga. Be it that muggy also, we use maga.
I'm still trying to get all your, get ready with me in real life and all. I'm like, oh shit, this is too much. I had to 2 days before I sent my colleagues who were a Gen Z, like, what is mean by this? A hacker? No, something, I can't even recall that what is that abbreviation. So anyway, for us, OMG was like, oh my god, was the go-to cool.
The lingo to have. That's all. I think, I don't know. I mean, in Mount Carmel, being in that most forwarded campus, for me, OMG was like the thing. Beyond that, I don't think so. I was also not in campus for a longer time. Now, let's wind up the show. I have a coffee confession kind of a situation on this podcast. So, do you have any confession to make or?
Confession.
It can be anything. If you want, we will, restrict this podcast from your parents.
Confession. Oh, wait, I need to think of a good one.
Tick one.
Okay.
Tick two.
Okay. This one time,
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, my parents are not going to watch this, right?
No.
So
Give your parents' ID. We will block them.
Okay, only one of them is on Instagram. I'll actually give it to you.
Wait. Before that, before we go to a confession, your parents are allowed to watch your Instagram or they under
Oh no,
blocklist?
I've restricted them everywhere. I don't follow my dad, who's the only parent on Instagram.
Okay, anyway, then it's cool.
So my parents are only aware of this one close friend of mine who comes to my place. So other friends are all just hi-bye friends.
Okay.
What I said them, so I'm not allowed for even a sleepover. You go, Diya, you go anywhere.
Come
But
back home.
sharp 9 o'clock or by 12, max, I need you home. I want you in the bed inside the house or not in anyone else's bed.
Okay.
Sounds wrong.
Okay.
So I said them that, hey, I really have to go because it's her birthday. Her parents and her close sister. She has only one close sister and she's very close to her. Both of them are not home. We gotta go. I somehow got permission after a lot of imploring. Went down to her place and I hit the club. Okay, this is very...
Hit the club.
Yeah, I haven't done clubbing, man. Yes, I belong to the Gen Z. I don't do clubbing. I don't do night outs, etc. To me, it was a big deal.
You still are one of those good Gen Zs or a...
Sanskari Gen Z.
Oh, that's the right word. Okay.
Yeah. So we hit the club with one of her guy friends and one of my guy friends. So this one of my guy friends is someone I met in Metro. How did I meet him? I was wearing this cool ass t-shirt that I painted and he loved it. It was anime themed and he kind of resonated with the painting. So that's how I met him. He's some sort of a big shot. So That was my one confession. Man, it's not something huge,
You-
but it was a big
No,
deal
I
to
mean,
me.
who is anybody to decide what is huge?
Yeah, I was
You.
I was on Church Street around 1 o'clock in the
So
night.
now
That
that-
was a dream come true.
Now that you tasted the nightlife,
Hmm.
would you want to be part of it regularly, or you're like, यार इतना भी cool नहीं है जितना मैं सोच रही थी? और
I don't want to be toked up, sitting in some corner puking my guts out. No. But actually going out there, meeting people,
Catching the vibe.
networking, yeah,
vibing.
blending in, vibing.
Nice.
So I'm looking at most of the positive and benefiting side of night outings.
Nice.
Hmm.
Diya, I think, is one of the sensible Gen Zs that we got to, begin our podcast with. Thank you for being here. And, this conversation can open up much more impactful conversation. That's what we are hoping. To understand the needs and wants. And, I was told by my show creative person that, I'll have to call this show as a Len Den Ki. I'll have to ask you, what are you ready to give to the society and what is that you want society to give you? So I think you pretty much laid a foundation for that conversation. Thank you for putting your heart out. Don't worry, we'll make sure your father doesn't get to watch this.
hope
If at all he does.
Please.
What is his name?
His name is Ram Kishore.
Mr. Ramkishore ji, your daughter is still the wonderful child that
Yeah,
I got to
and
catch
that
up with.
Sansari daughter you always dreamed of.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
And thank you for being a friend. I hope, as an example for multiple other parents out there to be a friend and allow her to have a red hair. Great job done to your parents. Thank
Yes.
you for being on our show.
Wait,
And-
have you watched this movie called Us?
No. Do I have to?
Do you perhaps want to see us together?
Ah.
I mean, on this show. I had to throw in a line.
Nice. But is there a movie?
Yeah, oh,
Okay.
there's a movie called.
I'm going to watch that tonight. Thank you for adding that to my to-do list. And looking forward to, see you grow, prosper, be still at Sanskar if you enjoy being there. But, kick those buckets and do whatever you want to do. We are here to support. That's all we can say. Timbuktu is one-stop solution for students, and we want to, be part of your community and add value in whatever way we can. So think Timbuktu, think students. So we are here, and that's what we want to close this podcast with. I think we did a good show.
Hey, I liked it today.
Great.